Today's Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you by NCC, Tioga Medical Center, The Country Store, St. Luke's Medical Center, O'Theone Boutique, Souris Valley Dental Group of Minot, Haugland Insurance Services, D&L Paraffin, Brad Johnson Insurance, Bravera Bank, Continental Resources, Northwest Therapy Services, Nesset Consulting Service, Roustabout Service and Insulating, DA Land, LLC, Tioga Ace Hardware, Border Plains Equipment of Stanley, The Bank of Tioga, Tioga Parts Supply, Tegan's Interiors, Tioga Drug and Soda Shop, Prairie Home Furnishings, Farmers Union Insurance, Larson Vossen Agency, Montreal County Health Center, Brandy Larson Insurance Agency, Kyle Hansen, Financial Advisor, Border Mobile Grain Cleaning, Wham LLC and Dry Fork Supply, Burke Divide Electric Cooperative, Liberty State Bank of Powers Lake, Crosby Chiropractic, The City of Ray, Lindsay Grocery, Northern Charm Boutique, Montreal Williams Electric Cooperative, Mirex Petroleum Corporation, Powers Lake Athletic Booster Club, Faith Baptist Church of Kenmare, Ray Farmers Union Elevator, Gustafson Septic Service Incorporated, Tioga Pirates Booster Club, The Depot LLC, TNT Measurements Incorporated, RTC Networks, Flag Family Media.
And good evening, everybody, and welcome in to Game Day Media. We've got a District 16 matchup tonight here from Kenmare, North Dakota. It'll be the visitors on the scoreboard, the Powers Lake Burke Central Ranchers. Their opponent tonight, the number 7 ranked team in the state of North Dakota, Class B Volleyball, the Kenmare Bowbells Honkers. And their opponent tonight, the Powers Lake Burke Central Ranchers, coming into the game tonight. The Honkers have yet to lose a set in the last 12 matches that they've had. And they're going to be a tough opponent tonight for the Ranchers. It's our privilege to be courtside tonight. My name is Randy Peterson, alongside my production crew tonight. My producer is Caden Keller, and our cameraman tonight is Owen Miller, live here from L. Sherbinsky Court in Kenmare, North Dakota. There's a lot of action going on tonight in other areas, and when we come back to our Border Plains Equipment pregame show high atop the Tioga Medical Center sports desk, we will have our Continental coach's comments. First up, it'll be the Ranchers head coach, Liz Inget, after this timeout.
Located in Powers Lake, North Dakota, the Country Store has what you need. From hardware to everyday essentials, including FR clothing, power tools, and even embroidery and screen printing. You can find most everything at the Country Store. There's always a friendly face willing to help you find what you need at the Country Store. Jared and Brenda invite you to visit them on Main Street in Powers Lake. The Country Store has been in business for almost 50 years. If they don't have it, you probably don't need it. Give us a call at 701-464-5434 today. Kyle Hansen is proud to be a Thrivent financial professional, providing personalized financial guidance to people of all stages of life. Thrivent believes humanity thrives when individuals make the most of what they've been given, and Kyle is here to help you do just that. Larson Vossen Agency, your Farmers Union Insurance agents located at 106 Main Street North in Crosby, North Dakota, offer multiple lines of insurance, including crop, farm and ranch, home, auto, commercial, and health insurance. Give Chell or Robbie a call today at 701-965-6335.
At Prairie Home Furnishings of Stanley, Featuring some of the best brands in the industry, such as Ashley, La-Z-Boy, and Shaw Flooring, we have something for every room in your home. From furniture to flooring, outdoor living, mattresses, and decor, we truly have everything your home deserves. Shop our everyday low prices locally in store Monday through Friday, 9 to 5:30, and Saturdays from 9 to 4, or shop online anytime at shopphf.com. For all things home, be sure to also follow us on Facebook.
At Border Plains Equipment of Stanley, your local Case IH dealer, our vision is to be the respected and recognized leader in agricultural equipment and the employer of choice by helping people succeed. Our mission is to serve agricultural customers and communities by partnering to meet their needs through the sales and support of farm equipment and technology. Visit plainsag.com to check local inventory or stop by at 8141 off Highway 2 in Stanley, your local Case IH dealer.
As we come back into GameDay Media and to the Tioga Medical Center Sports Desk, welcome to the Continental Resources Coach's Comments here on the Border Plains Equipment pregame show. I've been able to catch up with the Powers Lake Burke Central Ranchers volleyball head coach Liz Inget to talk about their match this evening with the number 7 ranked team, Kenmare Bowbells Honkers. And first of all, Coach Inget, thank you for taking time today to visit with us here on GameDay Media.
Well, thank you for having me.
The Honkers have had a strong season so far, and what do you see as their biggest strength, and how are you preparing your team to counter those strengths, Coach?
They're just a very solid team. Kenmare is. They have a great program, and there's a reason that they're ranked in the state. And so I would say they're very balanced team, very senior dominated would be their strengths. They've got hitters, they have passers. They're just well-rounded. A good solid team. So to get after that, I'd say we got to just get one set, and that's all it takes, one at a time.
Well, in looking at your season record so far, you're 7-5 on the regular season. You're 2-2 in the District 16 play. So you've had some up and down moments, but lately you've been playing some pretty good volleyball, having defeated the Stanley Blue Jays, but then lost in a heartbreak on Tuesday night against the Tioga Pirates 3-2. You got down early to the Pirates 2-0, stormed back and captured sets 3 and 4, but then ended up losing set number 5, 15-8. That was a pretty good match as far as a spectator goes, but I'm sure you're wishing you would have had a little better outcome against the Pirates, Coach.
Oh, definitely. That was it was a good game, but yeah, the outcome I wish that would have been different. We both it was very evenly matched. We both scored 95 points through the night. But it just came down to that last game, and we just made a couple errors to start it out. And when it's to 15, you don't get a lot of chance there. So, and then they had Thea back in their lineup, and that definitely was an advantage for them. She's back playing. So, yeah. But it was a good match.
Well, as we look at your team, Coach, I know you've got some returning talent from last year. I know that you have some pretty tall players, and tell me a little bit about the strengths of the Ranchers this year.
We got some good leadership. We have good leaders.
Right.
I guess our strength, Ava Billinger is hitting really well for us, and Jossie Puckett, she's doing a great job. She's a good hitter and a setter, but she can do them all. So I would say they're very strong. And then we got some height at the net.
Right.
The first time, we got Addie Barstead and Lydia Lukes, and a lot of height at the net. So that's helpful. So our strength, we just need to develop a little bit more confidence and consistency in our hitting, and then we'll be all right.
Well, good luck against the Honkers tonight, Coach. You've been listening to head coach Liz Inget of the Powers Lake Burke Central Ranchers here on our Continental Resources Coach's Comments. When we come back to the Tioga Medical Center Sports Desk and more of our Border Plains Equipment pregame show, we'll visit with head coach of the Kenmare Bowbells Honkers, Tim Wallstrom, after this timeout, and a few words from some of our great sponsors who help make this all possible here on GameDay Media. Back after this timeout.
This GameDay Media broadcast is brought to you by TNT Measurements Incorporated, providing oil and gas allocation meter proving, calibrations, and production facility lack provings. To schedule your proving, contact Derek Thompson at 701-421-1351. At Souris Valley Dental Group, we've been using modern treatment techniques and products to help families smile since 1968. Voted as the #1 dentist in Minot, our team of expert dentists combine their unique areas of expertise and their experiences to create treatment plans that help each individual patient meet their goals. Contact our dental office at 701-419-8900 or visit surusvalleydental.com to schedule an appointment today. You can count on us to keep your family grinning from ear to ear for many years to come.
Imagine working with a team where your well-being is a top priority. At NCC, we champion work-life balance. Our culture ensures you have the time you need for life's important moments. We offer competitive pay that recognizes your hard work. Plus, enjoy comprehensive health insurance that puts your mind at ease. You'll also receive generous paid time off. And think future forward with our retirement contributions, securing your financial peace of mind. Join a team that values you. Work somewhere great and thrive. Don't wait for opportunity to knock. Open the door. Apply today at NCC. Visit nccray.com/careers.
This GameDay Media broadcast is brought to you in part by
At DA Land LLC, our vision is to provide for the community in which we live and operate, providing a full line of skid steer attachments, farm and ranch, equine equipment, and much more. Shop our store in Tioga, North Dakota, or visit us online at daland-llc.com.
Otheon Boutique carries a wide variety of women's clothing as well as permanent jewelry. Shop in downtown Tioga or visit their website at shopotheon.com.
Welcome back into GameDay Media at the Tioga Medical Center Sports Desk. It's time now again for our Continental Resources coach's comments on the Border Plains Equipment pregame show. I've been able to catch up with head coach Tim Wallstrom of the Kenmare Bowbells Honkers volleyball team to talk about their upcoming match this evening with the Powers Lake Burke Central Ranchers. And first off, Coach Wallstrom, thanks for the time today to visit with us here on GameDay Media.
Oh yes, anytime. Enjoy it.
Your team is currently on a 12-game winning streak and has only lost one set in that span. What do you feel has been the key to maintaining such a high level of consistency, Coach?
Well, I think that the girls are playing well together because they're getting along really well together. I think that, we have got a lot of different age groups. We got a lot of seniors, but we got a freshman starting. And when you get kids that are from different classes, and sometimes it takes them a while to get gel together. Mm-hmm. And I think we're doing that pretty well right now.
What do you think has been the biggest improvement that you've seen in your team over the start of the season about a month and a half ago?
Well, I think that, the kids are accepting their roles and they're playing well in their positions. Like, some kids, they come in thinking they're going to be in one position and we put them in a different position and they have to learn to accept that role. And I think that the improvement is that each kid is accepting their role and filling into their position right now.
I know we've had the opportunity to broadcast a couple of your games, and in both of those games we've had different players of the game. Ann Stroklin and Lilibeth Santizo stepping up for your Honkers to play exceptionally well during those two games that we've broadcast. But boy, as a team, and what I've seen as a team from your Honkers is that, like you said, everybody knows what they're supposed to do, and there's not too many balls that hit the floor, Coach.
Yeah, we pride ourselves on it. We always say that Kenmare does not let the ball hit the floor without a big effort out of us. So we strive for that. We want to get the ball up as much as we can. We want to win every ball that we can.
As you head into the final stretch of the season and you look towards the postseason starting at the end of this month with the District 16 volleyball tournament, is there any areas of your team that you feel you need to continually improve on to get ready for that postseason play and get a run and probably get back to that region championship game?
Yeah, I think we need to improve our defense a little bit. We're not a very quick team, so we need to be able to anticipate what's going to happen more. We need to serve, receive better, and I think we need more production from our outside hitters. But I think that we're well on our way to doing that. And our district is kind of interesting. It seems like every team beats every other team, so you never know where we're at.
Thanks for the time, Coach. You've been listening to head coach Tim Wallstrom of the Kenmare Bowbells Honkers on our Continental Resources coach's comments. And when we come back to the Tioga Medical Center Sports Desk and continue with our Border Plains Equipment pregame show, we'll take a look around Northwest North Dakota for other action happening tonight after a few words from some of our great sponsors who help make this all possible. Back after this timeout.
At Tioga Ace Hardware, our store is a member of the largest retailer-owned hardware cooperative in the industry. We are all committed to being the helpful place by offering our customers knowledgeable advice, helpful service, and quality products. As the helpful hardware folks in your community, we promise that helping you is the most important thing we have to do today. Shop the biggest brands all under one roof at 119 North Main Street in Tioga, or shop online at acehardware.com. Growing family? The City of Ray has shovel-ready lots available, 12,000 to 20,000 square feet. The lots are free of any special assessments. Right on Highway 2, we offer convenient travel and connections, as well as access to our amazing education system. Your family's future is important to us. Let us help you with that first big step. Contact Rhonda at 701-568-2204 or stop by City Hall at 101 Main Street in Ray. Think of Ray when planning your future. Invest in a community that invests in you. This GameDay Media broadcast is brought to you by
Lindsay Grocery is a locally owned and operated business in Crosby, North Dakota. We are committed to serving our community and region. With fresh baked goods, produce, and our in-house smoked meats, we've got you covered. Come experience the convenience and warmth of shopping local again. Tioga Drug and Soda Shop, located at 106 North Main Street in Tioga. Visit tiogadrug.com.
Hey, buddy.
Hi, Dad.
Can you hang out with Grandpa for a bit? I'm down in the barn.
Sounds good.
Okay, I'll be up there in a bit.
RTC Networks capture cameras. Keep an eye on what you care about.
As your local Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we wear many hats. We take pride in serving our members and our community by going the extra mile in everything we do. Because we not only work here, we live here.
Brought to you by your local Touchstone Energy Cooperatives.
This GameDay Media broadcast is brought to you by
Dr. Cammie Wehrman has been serving the Crosby area with entire family chiropractic care for 20 years, specializing in back and neck pain, headaches, and sports injuries. We also carry a full line of Nutridyne supplements. To schedule an appointment today, call 701-965-3222.
Murex Petroleum Corporation, a pioneer for today, creating opportunities for all involved. Extraordinary people, extraordinary assets. To start a great career, visit murexpetroleum.com.
Founded in 2019, Northwest Therapy Services, located in Ray and Williston, North Dakota, provides speech therapy in our clinics, as well as partnering with local schools and nursing facilities to provide on-site therapeutic services. Our therapists offer language therapy as well as therapy for social, cognitive, communication, swallowing, feeding, and voice disorders. We are dedicated to providing the highest level of quality services. To schedule an appointment, visit nwtherapyservices.com or call 701-568-8255.
And as we come back here to Al Sherbinsky Court in Kenmare, North Dakota, my name is Randy Peterson. Thank you. My name is Randy Peterson. I just had a guy just come up and give me a check. That's nice. Anyway, didn't know I was going to get that, so kind of caught me off guard there, but it's thanks. I appreciate that. 4 minutes and 30 seconds away from our Northwest Therapy Services opening serve as the warm-ups continue. Of course, the Kenmare Bowbells Honkers are ranked number 7 in the state of North Dakota. And their warm-up jerseys are pink in color to bring awareness to breast cancer awareness. And that's a nice gesture by the Kenmare Bowbells Honkers teams as they continue to warm up here tonight. The Honkers are wearing their maroon and white numeral uniforms tonight. The Honkers will be wearing their white uniforms with maroon and gold trim. In other action that is going on around the area in northwest North Dakota, the Trenton Tigers are hosting the Alexander Comets here tonight. Of course, the Tigers defeated the Ray Jays last Tuesday night, 3-0 over at Kurt Hadenfield Court in Ray, and currently ranked number 1 in District 15. They are the defending Region 8 champions. The Stanley Blue Jays are hosting the Ray Jays tonight over at Stanley High School Gymnasium. The Tioga Pirates are hosting the Ned Rose Cardinals tonight. Ned Rose out of Minot, North Dakota. And the Divide County Maroons are traveling into Williston tonight to take on the Williston Trinity Christian Crusaders. And so a lot of action going on. At GameDay Media, we certainly encourage all the fans to show up in the stands, as these kids are worthy of your presence at each and every one of these games. But if you can't make it, GameDay Media is proud to be another option for you to support your local athletes and your local schools. 2 minutes and 35 seconds away from our Northwest Therapy Services opening serve. We'll send it back to our studio one more time, and when we come back, we'll honor the United States of America with the singing of our national anthem by the Kenmare High School Choir, as Al Sherbinski will take over the mic and be able to announce our country store starting lineups from the score desk. Back after this timeout.
This GameDay Media broadcast is brought to you by
Northern Charm Boutique has a variety of apparel for all ages. We are locally owned and located on Main Street in Powers Lake. Shop in store or check out our website and like our Facebook page.
Napa Tioga Parts Supply, located at 105 North Main Street in Tioga. Visit napaonline.com.
Tioga Medical Center has been providing quality health care to Northwest North Dakota patients. With a newly built clinic in Tioga, where primary care providers along with visiting specialists are caring for patients every day. Primary care clinics in Ray and Powers Lake also. Call for an appointment today at 701-664-3368. Tioga Medical Center. Great staff making a difference in the lives of patients every day.
And as we're about a minute away from our Northwest Therapy Services opening serve tonight from Al Sherbinski Court, again, glad you've joined us and brought us into your home tonight, or wherever you may be picking up our feed tonight. We're GameDay Media, based out of Tioga, North Dakota. We're also going to be broadcasting the Region 8 Volleyball Tournament in November 11th, 12th, and 14th over at the Well on the campus of Williston State College. So we're looking for sponsors to help us put on that volleyball tournament. And if you're interested, contact me or David Peterson. Again, my name is Randy Peterson. You can find us on our social media sites or ask somebody. They'll know how to get a hold of us. My number is 701-641-1271. We gladly want to talk to you about sponsorship opportunities for your business. And that said, as the teams are getting their final instruction from their respective head coaches, 37-year head coach Tim Wallstrom for the Kenmare Bowbells Honkers, and first-year head coach for the Ranchers, Liz Inget, as both teams line up on their respective baselines. And we will send it down to Al Sherbinski for our announcements.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's varsity volleyball action featuring our guests, the Powers Lake Burke Central Ranchers and the Kenmare Bowbells Honkers. At this time, I would ask you to please stand for the singing of our national anthem by members of the high school choir and their director, Mr. Justin Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Stripes and bright stars.
Great rendition as we continue with Al Sherbinski and our country store starting lineups here tonight.
And now I have the pleasure of introducing our guests, the Powers Lake Burke Central Ranchers, in numerical order. Number 1, Fernanda Rivera-Rodales. Number 2, Heavenly Trujillo. Number 3, Caitlin Lidstrom. Number 4, Ashlyn Sundley. Number 6, Abigail Nelson. Number 7, Leah Roberts. Number 8, Eastland Jensen. Number 9, Kaylee Nelson. Number 11, Ava Bollinger. Number 12, Laken Fredrickson. Number 13, Lydia Lukes. Number 14, Jocelyn Puckett. Number 15, Allison Nelson. Number 17, Addison Barstead. The Ranchers are coached by Liz Engett, assisted by Sarah Fredrickson, Marissa Nordloff, Haley Carlson. And now introducing in numerical order, the Kenmare Bowbells Honkers. Number 1, Ava Barbeau. Number 4, Ann Strokeland. Number 6, Micaiah Jensen. Number 7, Mackenzie Latvey. Number 9, Presley Zelkinger. Number 11, Carson Lautenschlager. Number 12, Kea Offert. Number 14, Bria Crest. Number 15, Charlotte Breckus. Number 17, Audrey Keeley. Number 18, Trista Keeley. Number 21, Tegan Thornton. Number 22, Madeline Saylor. Number 25, Willibeth Santizo. The Honkers are coached by Tim Wallstrom, assisted by Faye Alexander and Jackie Rockman. Tonight's officials, Kaylin Bachmeyer, Jessica Lucy Beal.
And that's your country store starting lineups. You can see the actual starters as Al Sherbinski, the namesake here at Al Sherbinski Court. And the public address announcer announced all the players tonight, which is a neat idea, I guess. But your country store starting lineups, we'll announce them as we see them, as both teams are getting ready to have our Northwest Therapy Services opening serve here from Kenmare, North Dakota. The Ranchers are huddled up there, and we're about ready to play some volleyball here out of District 16. And it's our privilege to be courtside tonight here from the Tioga Medical Center Sports Desk as we've concluded our Border Plains Equipment pregame show, and we're getting ready to begin our session here tonight. Of course, the Honkers are ranked number 7 in the state of North Dakota, as we previously mentioned. And first serve on Northwest Therapy, first opening serve is the Ranchers' Puckett, as the Honkers send it out of bounds, and the first point is awarded to the Ranchers, and the Ranchers are off and running. Puckett with the service error goes too deep, and that's an easy point for the Kenmare Bowbells Honkers. Serving now for the Honkers is number 9, Presley Zeltinger, wearing that knee brace on her right knee, having it repaired from a year ago. And she is the setter as they kill it with Ann Strokeland as she begins the first kill tonight on the second point for the Honkers, as Zeltinger continues to serve for Kenmare. Brought across by Bollinger. On the outside, here's Lautenschlager, and her kill attempt goes into the net. So that puts a point on the board for the Ranchers. And your NCC scoreboard, it is 2-2. I want to remind everybody that GameDay Media will be in Powers Lake tomorrow night for Homecoming 2024 for the Outlaws, as the Outlaws from Ray Powers Lake will host the Stanley Blue Jays tomorrow night from Powers Lake. We'll go on the air about 6:30 with our Border Plains Equipment pregame show. And our Northwest Therapy Services opening kickoff will be at 7 o'clock. As you look at our RTC instant replay, the Ranchers got the block, but the block goes out of bounds. So a point for the Honkers as number 13, Madison Lesh, puts it down. For the point for the Ranchers, we're all tied up at 3 apiece as the libero, number 4, Ashlyn Sunley, the homecoming queen, is serving. Homecoming week over in Powers Lake, and Ashlyn was crowned the queen and will announce the king tomorrow night at our Outlaws versus Stanley Blue Jays game. As Strokeland is able to put down another kill, her second of the night here in set number 1 as we look at that RTC instant replay. Strokeland with a big swing, putting it down for the point for the Honkers. Good setting team, the Honkers are, and allows the hitters to do what they do best, and that's hit the ball. Pushed across. Now here is a setup to Keeley. Keeley blocked at the net, and the ball goes off the floor. And another point for the Honkers as Trista Keeley, a freshman, puts a point on the board for the Honkers. Honkers up by 1, 5-4. There's a block at the net, climbs over the net, now on the Honkers side as Crest brings it across with the reverse bump, tapped across by Puckett. Up front, Santizo with the roll. Now up front on the left side, and that hit by number 15 is into the net. And unfortunately, I don't have a number 15 on my scoreboard. We'll try to figure out who that is, as she is not on the program. 6-4, and there's Strokeland with another big hit. Good job by Barsted slowing it down. Brought across in the front row as Santizo puts it down for the point for the Honkers, and the Honkers find themselves up 7-4 on your NCC scoreboard. There's a service error by the Honkers, number 7, Mackenzie Lotbeat, as the point on the board goes to the Ranchers as number 12 checks in. And that's another one that doesn't have her name on the program. Ball goes off the head of Ava Bollinger somehow. That's almost worth an instant replay. But the point ends up going to the Honkers, 8-5. That was kind of I don't know if I've ever seen a point like that, Mr. Producer. 8-5. Honkers Strokeland serving. Bollinger from the back row brings it across. Good job by Crest with the dig. Now bumps it across. Crest is a good player. There's Barsted with the big swing and a diving. Honkers keep it alive. Santizo. Crest there again to dig. On the outside, Santizo. Sunley digs it out of the back row for the Ranchers. Now brought across, and it's going to be off the arms of Santizo. And that's a point on the board for the Honkers. Or for the Ranchers, excuse me. Check that. 8-6. That's number 9, Kaylee Nelson, checking in for the Ranchers. Arstead with the big swing from the middle goes into the net, and the Honkers with another point as Taya Offorth, the junior for Kenmare Bowbells, checks in to play middle row as Crest serves. It's off the boards as Crest has an ace. Her first of the night. And there's another one. Crest doing some great serving here for the Honkers. They're up by 5, 11-6 on your NCC scoreboard. As our RTC Networks instant replay shows you, Crest doing a great job from the Souris Valley Dental Group service row. Santizo unable to bring it across. Eleven to 7. To the front row. There is a kill by Taya Offworth. I'm getting some numbers here from some of our viewers and listeners, and thank you for that. Kayla, I appreciate that, as we didn't have them in our program. And as we call them, we'll announce them as we see them. Suddenly digs the ball out of the back row. Nobody home on the second hit. That's communication error for the Ranchers, 13 to 7. You can't do that too often against the number 7 ranked team in the state of North Dakota, the Kenmare Bowbells Honkers. 13 to 7 on your NCC scoreboard. Brought across. And the ball goes out of bounds. Another point for the that's the replay. 14 to 7. The Honkers have doubled up the Ranchers here in set number 1 as Offworth brings it across. Nelson there for the Ranchers, and down the middle. Barsted puts it in for the kill for the Ranchers. 14 to 8. So we're back live out of that RTC Network instant replay. Goes out the ceiling. Offworth there. And Offworth with the kill. An easy point down the middle into that black hole. Ranchers got one hand on it, but needed to get it a little higher to keep the ball alive as the ball hits the floor. 15 to 8. As Zeltinger makes a complete rotation, now back at the server's row. Brought across, and there is Strokeland with another kill, her third of the night. And Ann Strokeland with the great sets from her teammates, doing what hitters do, and they put it down in a quick hurry. 16 to 8. The Honkers out on top, and there is another point on the board for the Honkers. 17 to 8 on your NCC scoreboard. Look at that serve. Knuckleball comes across, and with that, we have a timeout on the floor. It'll be a St. Luke's Medical Center timeout. Right now, the Honkers up by 10, 18 to 8 over the Ranchers. Back to our studio.
Located in Crosby, North Dakota, Brad Johnson Insurance has been helping clients find insurance coverage since 1986. Our team is passionate about serving the community in which we live and pride ourselves on getting to know our clients to best serve their needs. Our staff is active in the public and strives to better our community through participation, involvement, and by supporting area events and youth programs. For a quote, visit bradjohnsoninsurance.com or call 701-965-4200 today.
And as we come back here live to Al Sherbinsky Court, gives us a chance to thank the Powers Lake Athletic Booster Club, located in Powers Lake, North Dakota. Proud supporters of the Ray Powers Lake Outlaws, as well as the Powers Lake Burke Central Ranchers. Also want to thank the Tioga Pirates Booster Club out of Tioga, supporting the Pirates, the Firestorm, and the Northwest Gymnastics Stars, and everything they do down there in Tioga. And there's another ace for the Honkers, 19 to 8. The Ranchers having a hard time. Serve receiving. Up to the middle. Addison Barsted puts it down. And Barsted with the kill. Her first of the night. And the point goes to the Ranchers. Ranchers still down by 10, 19 to 9. Outside it is Taya Offworth putting it right where number 15, Allie Nelson, unable to get it across. Nelson made a good effort at it, just couldn't keep it alive. Now up front, number 13, Lydia Lukes brings it across. And there is another point for the Honkers on the perfect set by Zeltinger, hitting Strokeland in stride with a kill for her 4th kill of set number 1. 21-9 as the Honkers exerting their power here tonight, as the Honkers. Lautenschlager brings it across. Keeley is blocked at the net. The ball lands on the Rancher side of the floor. 22-9, another point for the Honkers. Honkers needing 3 points to close out set number 1 to keep their unbeaten streak in sets alive. And there the ball goes out of bounds, and it's last touch by the Ranchers. 23-9 on our scoreboard. Sponsored by NCC. Brought to the corner, and that ball is out of bounds. Good effort there by Ann Strokeland, just a little wide and to the right of the near sideline border, and so that point goes to the Ranchers. Ashlyn Sundley, the homecoming queen down in Powers Lake, sends the ball off the arms of Santizo, and another point for the Ranchers. From the Souris Valley Dental Group service line, up front, here's Keeley. Keeley puts it down for a Tioga Ace Hardware kill. 24-11. It is set point for the Ranchers is number 7. Mackenzie Lotbeat will check in for the Kenmare Bowbells Honkers to try to close out this first set, needing 1 point to claim it. Puckett. Bollinger brings it across. Diving Crest keeps it alive up front. Here's Keeley. Dug out there by the Honkers. Back row they go, and here's a set up to Strokeland, and Strokeland drives it home for kill number 5 with the winning kill for the Kenmare Bowbells Honkers. We'll come back with our Bank of Tioga recap of set number 1. After this timeout, a word from our sponsors.
This GameDay Media broadcast is brought to you by
Established in 1938, Ray Farmers Union Elevator is now your full-service grain and agronomy service facility in northwest North Dakota. Based in Ray, North Dakota, we can assist you with everything from buying the seed in spring to burn down in the fall. Get more done in a day with Ray Farmers Union Elevator.
Roustabout Service and Insulating, servicing the oil and gas industry since 1963. While being the largest leaseholder in the Bakken, Continental Resources believes that we are among the most efficient and cost-effective producers of oil and natural gas on the planet. One of the most effective ways of putting action behind our values is by giving to those communities in which we operate. American Energy is a huge contributor of tax revenue to local, state, and federal governments, an economic catalyst, and a job creator. If you want to work in an environment that encourages teamwork and putting your ideas into action, visit CLR.com to start your new career today. Bank of Tioga, with locations in Tioga and Crosby, North Dakota. Come and talk to us about all your financial needs. Whether it's agriculture, business, investments, or personal banking, we have the right product for you. Call our Tioga Bank at 701-664-3388 or our Crosby Bank at 701-965-6333 to discuss your needs with us. Ignite prosperity at the Bank of Tioga.
This Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you in part by
Nessa Consulting, located in Tioga, North Dakota. Visit nessaconsulting.com.
Our paths are rarely clear-cut. You may step out of bounds, or even out on your own. No matter what it looks like, your path is personal, and that's what makes it powerful. Provera Bank, Insurance and Wealth.
And as we come back here to Al Sherbinsky Court in Kenmare, North Dakota, my name is Randy Peterson. It's time for our Bank of Tioga set number 1 recap. On the strength of 5 kills and 2 aces by Ann Stroklin, the Kenmare Honkers easily winning set number 1, 25-11, to take a 1-0 lead, and the Honkers will have the opening serve on our Northwest Therapy Services opening of set number 2. Northwest Therapy Services located in Ray, North Dakota, and just like that, there is an ace by Zeltinger. As the play continues on, Launschlager brings it across for the point and the put down by Carson Lautenschlager, and it's a 2-0 lead. Tipped across. Now up to the Lautenschlager again, goes back row. Suddenly keeps it alive as the Honkers tap it across as Taya Offworth just puts it with a slight little lift and puts it where nobody was for the Ranchers. It's 3-0. Good kill there by the Ranchers as we look at our RTC instant replay. Perfect set by Puckett up to Barstead, and Barstead drives it home for a kill for the Ranchers for their first point of set number 2. Off the net, the Honkers unable to keep it alive, and it's another point for Powers Lake Burke Central. They're down by 1, 3-2 on your NCC scoreboard. Jossie Puckett continues to serve. And Stroklin brings it across. As the Carson gets blocked at the net. There's a block point for Addison Barstead. Barstead, the 5'11" middle blocker, long arms, was able to put it down for a Rancher point, and we're all tied up 3-3. Back row, there is Crest up front to Offworth, and Offworth with a big swing as the Ranchers playing a little bit better here to start set number 2. The point on the board as the ball hits the Honker side of the court, as the Ranchers now hold a 1-point lead, 4-3. There's the ball off the arms of the Honkers. Ranchers up by 2 on your NCC scoreboard. Good block there by the front row, and there's a well-placed hit by Lilibeth Santizo off the arms of the Ranchers as they go back row. Can't keep the ball alive as Taya Offworth and the Honkers with the serve down by 1, 5-4. There is Ann Stroklin as the Ranchers set up Ann, but that's not who you want to be setting up, especially when you're in that front row with Ann Stroklin. She's an All-Stater from a year ago, proving why she is an All-Stater. As the Honkers are called over the net, that is Eastland Jensen that gets over the net. And so just like that, back row, up to Carson Lautenschlager, climbs the net, falls down right in front of Ava Bollinger. Point on the board for the Kenmare Bowbells Honkers. That ball just climbed the net on the Honker side, eventually over the white strap and hits the floor. There's Jensen, Eastland, as Keeley puts it down with authority, the freshman, with a kill for the Honkers. Set to the middle, Barstead puts it down for the kill. Addie Barstead got set up perfectly by the setters for the Ranchers and drove it home for the point. And it's a 2-point lead on your NCC scoreboard for Powers Lake Burke Central as Ava Bullinger with the serve. Dug out by Santizo up to the middle as the Honkers unable to keep it alive, and that probably should have been a 4-hit. I think Ann thought it was going to be called for 4 hits, but there was no whistle, so they play it on, but the Honkers hit it out of bounds anyway, so the point goes to the Ranchers, and the Ranchers find themselves up by 1, and there is an ace by Bullinger. Went off the arms by Lilibeth Santizo and probably came across as a knuckleball, and if you've ever tried to catch a knuckleball, you know that it's a hard thing to do. Even those pros have a hard time with it. 8-8. Crest with the serve receive up front to Lautenschlager with the big kill as Carson puts it down. They call her a defensive specialist, but she looked more like a hitter that time. 9-8 as the Honkers take the lead by 1 as Mackenzie Lotbeat comes in to serve from the Service Valley Dental Group service row and promptly serves it into the net. Service error. And we're all tied again on your NCC scoreboard, 9-9. Ashlyn Sunley with the serve, the queen at homecoming in Powers Lake. Digs it out now after the serve as Bullinger comes across with a back row hit. Up front there is Strokeland, and Strokeland with a big kill and a big swing for the Kenmare Bowbells Honkers. Boy, she's good. And I think she's got to pat her teammates on the back for getting the sets to her as well. Pretty gracious hitter, in my opinion. Had the chance to interview her. She's a great interview and composed and just a great all-around kid, I think. And I don't know her personally, but the times that I've talked to her, she seems very mature. And she's a good volleyball player, I know that. She learned from one of the best, Brenna Strokeland, her older sister, now playing for the Minot State Beavers. After spending a year down at the University of Jamestown. So she's a little closer to home, allows family to go see Brenna down in Minot, playing for the Minot State Beavers. Look at that dive by Crest, keeping the ball alive. Good volley here as Barsted goes back row. It's a little bit too deep. As number 12, Lakin Fredrickson will check out, and number 8, Eastland Jensen checks in for the Ranchers. That one is too deep as the ball is out of bounds, and the Honkers take a 2-point lead. There's a setup to Offworth, and Offworth off the arms of Eastland Jensen, and Jensen doing more just to protect herself from that big swing from Taya Offworth on the kill by Taya. 13-10, 3-point lead on your NCC scoreboard for the Honkers as Bria Crest, the libero for the Honkers, serves it. There's the ball slowed down by Barsted, brought across by Barsted. Santizo no goes off the arms of Jocelyn Puckett. Last touched by the Ranchers and out of bounds off the Ranchers. So that point goes to the Honkers as Bria Crest clips the net on the serve, kept alive by the Ranchers as the Honkers unable to keep it alive, get called for the lift, and the point goes to the Honkers as Kaylee Nelson, the junior, checks in for the Ranchers. I think the Ranchers must have got new uniforms and their numbers are a little bit out of sync. But thank you, Kayla Jensen, for bringing me up to date on who the numbers are. Offworth puts the ball into the net on the serve, or not on the serve, but on the kill attempt, and it lands on the Honker side, so a point on the board for the Ranchers. Woo! Big stroke there by Taya Offworth. As we look at our RTC instant replay, Arlforth with authority, driving it home with the point for Kenmare Bowbells. Santizo now serves, and it goes into the net. Service error for the senior from Kenmare as number 6. Checks in. There is a block point by Addison Barstead. And there is a service error, so the point goes to the Honkers. Honkers still up by 2, 16-14. As Ann Strokeland checks back in to play front row. As Presley Zeltinger goes back to the service row. The Honkers unable to keep it alive and caught the Ranchers a little bit flat-footed. So the point goes to the Honkers, 17-14. Barstead tries to put it home, but she puts it too deep. No tip at the net, so another point for Kenmare Bowbells. Kenmare Bowbells up by 4, 18-14 on your NCC scoreboard. The serve is in by Zeltinger. Set by Puckett, goes to Bullinger. There is Strokeland again, and Strokeland with another kill on the perfect set by the Honkers. Zeltinger put it right in the wheelhouse of Ann Strokeland. Looking at our RTC Networks instant replay. And it'll be Zeltinger still back at the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row, up by 5 now. So the ball goes off the ceiling, comes down in a different direction and hits the floor. It's a point on the board for the Honkers. Honkers need 5 to claim set number 2. As Bullinger with a kill attempt goes into the net, 21-14. Zeltinger continues to serve. Good serve, and that's an ace by Zeltinger. And timeout on the court. We'll take one as well. 22-14 on your NCC scoreboard. It's St. Luke's Medical Center timeout. Back after this word from our sponsors.
This GameDay Media broadcast is brought to you in part by
Brandy Larson Insurance of Stanley offers home, auto, business, and farm insurance. For a quote, call 701-628-1414. Your local Farmers Union insurance agent. Located in Tioga, North Dakota, Wham LLC and Dry Fork Supply are companies that specialize in gas flow measurement and equipment, along with a fully stocked oil field parts and supply warehouse in the Bakken. Give them a call at 701-664-9425 or stop by today.
As we come out of that St. Luke's Medical Center timeout, 22-14, as the Honkers looking to claim set number 2, needing just 3 points. 22-14. As the officials put the ball in play, as the Honkers do as well. And here's Bullinger going to the corner, put across by Bria Kress from the back row. They set up Ann Strokeland, and Strokeland is putting it down with the point, as the good effort there by the Ranchers' Kaylee Nelson to keep the ball alive, but unable to keep it alive enough for the Ranchers. Barstead with the big swing, back row. Kress digs it out, sends it to the middle. Lautenschlager from the left corner brings it across. Bullinger. And now there's another point as they call 4 hits against the Ranchers, and it is set point for as Zeltinger tries to close out the Ranchers here in set number 2. 24-14 as Strokeland puts it wide and to the right on that kill attempt. So the Ranchers still alive here in set number 2, but they have no room for error. As another set point for the Honkers. This time, Jocelyn Puckett serving for the Ranchers, puts it in play. Back set up to Offworth, and Offworth with a big swing. Tap, block, point there by Strokeland, and that is the winning point here in set number 2. We'll send it back to our studios, and we'll come back with our Bank of Tioga set number 2 recap in this timeout.
Looking for top quality groceries and ready to go meals? Visit The Depot, owned by Julie and Josh Bummer in Crosby, North Dakota. This specialty grocery store offers a wide selection of premium meats, including 100% ranch source beef from the Nelson Livestock Company, essential grocery items, and delicious pre-made meals perfect for any occasion. If you're planning family dinner, need something fast, or need a special order for an upcoming event, The Depot has you covered. Support local and shop The Depot in Crosby today. Find us on Facebook at The Depot LLC.
At Haugland Insurance Services, we are passionate about protecting farmers and ranchers. With extensive agricultural knowledge, we have the tools to protect your profit and minimize risk. Whether it's crop and livestock insurance or farm property and liability, we protect your hard-earned assets. We can also assist with farm transitions, commercial insurance, life, health, and disability coverage. You work hard to feed our world, and we work tirelessly to protect what you've grown and built. Call us at 701-965-4066 or visit us online at HauglandInsuranceServices.com. This Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you in part by Teagan's Interiors, located on Main Street in Crosby, North Dakota. Follow them on Facebook or find them online at teagansinteriors.com.
Gustafson Septic Service Incorporated, family owned and operated since 1986. Offering septic service, portable restrooms and hand wash, sewer jet and camera services. Located in Stanley, North Dakota, call for a free quote at 701-628-2960.
Based in Crosby, North Dakota, St. Luke's Medical Center's mission is to provide comprehensive and compassionate health care for individuals and families in cooperation with the area medical community. Our vision is to be recognized as a community leader by delivering quality health care through a team of dedicated professionals in a friendly, compassionate, and growing environment. Recently named one of the top 20 critical access hospitals in the country means our community can count on us to deliver services they need now and in the future. To schedule an appointment, call 701-965-6349.
As we come out of that Bank of Tioga set number 2 recap on the strength of kills by Strokeland and Offworth, the Honkers take down the Ranchers 25-15. Gives us a chance while we'll have a little break in the action to promote swim lessons with Dallas Hansen. Dallas, one of our announcers here at GameDay Media, also does a podcast. And each and every Wednesday they come out with a new one. And he's had some high-name, top-quality interviews lately, and we encourage you to listen to swim lessons with Dallas Hansen. You can find them on YouTube, Spotify, and all the major platforms that are out there. Just search for swim lessons with Dallas Hansen, D-A-L-Y-S-S. D-A-Y-L-S-S, yes. No, D-A-L-Y-S-S. Dallas, is that right? Yeah, it's a different way of spelling it, but Dallas Hansen. We're looking forward to have Dallas on the mic tomorrow at Homecoming 2024 with Game Day Media tomorrow night. We'll be up there for that. Strokeland bumps it across. Honkers with the first point of the set as we start our Northwest Therapy Services set number 3. As Offworth puts it down in the kill. Goes to Taya Offworth. Brought across by Allie Nelson. Up front, here's Offworth going back row, but that's deep and deeper. 2-1, the Ranchers with the point as Ava Bullinger goes back to serve, the junior. Stands at the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row. Good serve, low to the net. dug out there by the Honkers, but the Honkers are called with the lift. So point on the board for the Ranchers, Ava Bullinger. And Powers Lake Burke Central. There's a short serve, and it just didn't have enough on it to clear the net. That's a service error by the Ranchers. It's 3-2. Honkers with the lead. Taya Offworth back at the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row. Lukes with it. Run across by Jensen. Now up front, here's a short set as they mistimed it. That was made famous by Kate Zimmer and Brenna Strokeland, but the Honkers were a little bit out of sync on that last one. But when that works, that really works. I'll tell you, that is a lot of points. As that's an ace by the Ranchers, the homecoming queen, Ashlyn Sundley. For the Ranchers. Push to the corner, dug out there by Bullinger on the Ranchers side. Now brought across by Nelson. As Allison Nelson puts it down, right down in front of Presley Zeltinger. 5-3. Sundley continues to serve. And that one hits the line as well. Another ace. And the ace queen, Powers Lake homecoming royalty queen, Ashlyn Sundley, puts another point on the board for the Ranchers. Up front, there is Strokeland, slowed down there by Barsted. Outside, Lautenschlager is going to go with it. Lands on the Rancher side. A point for the Honkers. They get the serve back, trailing by 2. 6-4. The Ranchers with the lead on your NCC scoreboard. Big tournament in Minot, Burlington, or Burlington, I should say. The Deluxe Burlington Invite tomorrow. And a lot of great volleyball from teams from the East as well as the West. It's kind of a mini state tournament. And encourage you to go down and watch some great volleyball at the Deluxe Burlington Invite. You know, the Kenmare Bowbells Honkers will be part of that tournament. Don't have a full list of all the teams that'll be there, but you'll see some good volleyball if you go. As Barsted mistimed her jump, and the Honkers have tied it up 6-6 on your NCC scoreboard. Brought across. Up front, there is Strokeland as Bullinger does a great job of keeping it alive, and now Sundley brings it across. There's that quick hitter killed by Strokeland as a short set. And the point on the board for the Honkers, 7-6. As the Honkers take the lead now by 1. Up front, here's Barsted. Barsted unable to get it across. 8-6 now. The Honkers lead by 2 as Lotveit back serving. Push to the back row. It's too deep by Eastland Jensen. And another point for the Honkers. NCC scoreboard, it's the Honkers 9, the Ranchers 6. Glad you've joined us here on GameDay Media. Again, we'll be in Powers Lake tomorrow night as the homecoming 2024 game between the Ray Powers Lake Outlaws, the home team on the scoreboard. It'll be the Stanley Blue Jays coming in. And looking forward to that broadcast tomorrow night. Playoff implications in part of that game. As a part of that game, for sure. There's a kill by Ann Strokeland here. Her second of the set. Strokeland now with 10 kills in the match so far. 10-6. As Mackenzie Lotveit continues to serve. Lotvik sends it to the back row. Up front, here's Jensen bringing it across with a good hit. Barsted. Now here's a roll by Strokeland. Over to Nelson, blocked at the net. The ball goes out of bounds, and it's last touch by the Honkers. So that point goes to the Ranchers as number 12, Laken Fredrickson, a freshman, checks in for the Ranchers. Goes back to the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row. Laken with a good serve, and that is an ace by Fredrickson. She sent it to the back row, and nobody home there, and that's an ace for Fredrickson. Goes to that same spot. This time Keeley covers it. Up front, there is Strokeland. And Strokeland, no, that's Keeley. Excuse me, Keeley with the big swing. Keeley, the lone underclassman that starts for the Honkers. She's a freshman, remaining senior-dominated team this year for the Kenmare Bowbells Honkers. But when they graduate kids out on this program here in Kenmare Bowbells, they just reload. And they're very competitive under the tutelage of 37-year head coach Tim Wallstrom. Right now, the Honkers kind of taking control of this set number 3 as they're up by 4, 12-8. Sundley with the dig. Short set, Keeley with the drive and the kill for her second kill of the set here in set number 3. 13-8. If you're just joining us, the Honkers claimed set number 1, 25-11. Took set number 2, 25-15. They're up 13-8 here in set number 3, trying to sweep out the Ranchers. Santizo from the left corner, blocked at the net by Barsted and Puckett for the block party on the right side of the court for the Ranchers. It's a point for Powers Lake Burke Central. Kaylee Nelson checks in for Allie Nelson. Kaylee, the junior, goes back to the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row. Keeley goes back row. That's a kill for Keeley. Her third of the set, just inside the out-of-bounds line. Another point on the board for the Honkers. Bria Crest, the libero, wears a different colored jersey than the rest of her teammates. The knuckleball comes across as Kaylee Nelson sends it to the front row and over. Santizo from the corner, and that is a tip point against the Ranchers, so the Honkers put another point on the board. They're up 15-9 on your NCC scoreboard. Crest comes across with it. Kept alive. Great job by Jocelyn Puckett. As we look at that RTC instant replay, Puckett on her toes, keeping it alive, climbs the net and falls on the Kenmare side of the floor. Santizo with the tip hits that black hole on the outstretched arms of Addison Barsted, and it's a 16-10 game as we have substitutions coming in. Ava Barbeau checking in for the Honkers, and Lilibeth Santizo. Carson Lautenschlager coming in for Mackenzie Lotvik, as Barbeau will go to the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row. Barbeau serves it into the net. Service error by the Honkers, 16-11. As Jocelyn Puckett continues to serve now for the Ranchers, and there is an ace by Puckett, her first of the set. Well placed. 16-12 as that ball sails out of bounds. That's a service error for the Ranchers. 17-12. The Honkers needing 8 points to sweep out the Ranchers. They're up by 5, 17-12. There is a kill by Ava Bullinger. Bullinger with her first kill here tonight in set number 3. Allie Nelson checking back in for Kaylee Nelson. The Ranchers are down by 4, 17-13. Good serve by Bullinger. Set to the front. Taya Offworth brings it across. Puckett there for the Ranchers. Barbeau diving to keep it alive. Carson Lautenschlager slowed down by Jensen at the net for the Ranchers. Cross court. Nice dig by Zeltinger. Offworth blocked at the net by the Ranchers. Addison Barset for the kill point. 17-14. We'll have a discussion with our winning coach and our Brad Johnson Insurance Player of the Game following the conclusion of this match, whenever that may be. So stick around for that on our DNL Paraffin postgame show. As Lautenschlager hits it into the net on the third hit. And it's another point for the Ranchers. As Offworth unable to bring it across, and just like that, the Ranchers have climbed within 1, 17-16. Bullinger continues from the service line. Carson Lautenschlager. Barbeau sends it over to Strokeland. That was a double hit called against the Kenmare Bowbells Honkers. So we're all tied up, 17-17. Ranchers getting the attention of the Honkers here in set number 3. It's a good dig by Barbeau. Kept alive. Barbeau sends it to the front again. It's the Ranchers playing right with the Honkers here. Barbeau with the pass. Set to the middle. Strokeland from the middle. Bumped across by Allie Nelson. Barbeau with the dig. Up to the front row. It's going to be Jensen bringing it across as the Ranchers claim the lead by 1, 18-17 here in set number 3. That brings Lilibeth Santizo off the bench in place of Ava Barbeau, as Ava Bullinger back at the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row. She continues to serve. As there's another point, front row play by Addison Barsted. And Barsted now gives the Ranchers on that block point a 2-point lead. There is another point by the Ranchers, and there's all kinds of excitement on the Ranchers side of the floor here tonight. 20-17, the Ranchers needing 5 to claim set number 3. Strokeland does her best. There's a kill by Strokeland. That stops the scoring streak for the Ranchers, as Taya Offworth goes to the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row, down by 2. Brought across by Luke Santizo. Great hustle. Nobody home at the net. And that's another point for the Ranchers, as the libero, Bria Crest, checking in for Taya Offworth. And the homecoming queen, Ashlyn Sunley, serving for the Ranchers. Quick set, blocked at the net. Another block by the Ranchers. Addison Barsted getting some high fives and low fives from her teammates. Lots of smiles on the Rancher side of the court right now. Keeley brings it across for the Honkers. Set to the middle. Barsted blocked at the net, kept alive. They're going to give that point on the lift called against the Honkers. And the Ranchers are 2 points away from taking a set against the number 7 ranked Kenmare Bowbells Honkers. Keeley with the roll brings it across. Allie Nelson And there is another point well placed by Nelson, and it is set point 24-18 as Ashlyn Sundley serves for the set. Comes across, Lilibeth Santizo sends it to the front. Keeley brings it across, now to the middle. Barsted with the roll. Here's a set up to Strokeland, kept alive by the Ranchers, pushed to the back row. Zeltinger to Keeley, kept alive off the block by the Honkers as Lautenschlager brings it across. Puckett and Barsted bring it back onto the Honker side. Up front, big by the Ranchers. Who's going to make the air? Strokeland goes high with it. And that is a kill by Ann Strokeland, her 4th kill of the night. As it's still set point for the Ranchers as Mackenzie Lotfeet comes in for Carson Lautenschlager to serve from the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row. Brought across. On the outside, Jensen blocked at the net by Santizo. Last touch by the Ranchers. That point goes to the Honkers. 24-20. The Ranchers still with the lead as looks like Ann Strokeland is doing something with her knee brace. And there is Lotveet now back at the service row. Puts it in play. Jensen brings it back into play, brought across there, and there is a set that is claimed by the Powers Lake Burke Central Ranchers. What a comeback by the Ranchers, handing the Honkers their first loss of a set since back when they lost a set to the South Prairie Max Royals. We'll be back after this timeout.
Imagine working with a team where your well-being is a top priority. At NCC, we champion work-life balance. Our culture ensures you have the time you need for life's important moments. We offer competitive pay that recognizes your hard work. Plus, enjoy comprehensive health insurance that puts your mind at ease. You'll also receive generous paid time off. And think future forward with our retirement contributions, securing your financial peace of mind. Join a team that values you. Work somewhere great and thrive. Don't wait for opportunity to knock. Open the door. Apply today at NCC. Visit nccray.com/careers.
D&L Paraffin Incorporated is a local family-owned hot oil company that has been in operation since 1981. We work hard to develop good business relationships with the oilfield companies in the Tioga area. While offering services north of Lake Sakakawea, we focus on integrity, hard work, and safety. For all hot oil services, call dispatch at 701-641-3065 or 701-641-6310. And for hiring information, be sure to follow us on Facebook at DL Paraffin.
As we come back here live to Al Sherbinsky Court, your Bank of Tioga set number 3 recap. A comeback by the Ranchers from Powers Lake Burke Central hands the Kenmare Bowbells Honkers their first loss of a set since early September. Gives us a chance while we have a little break in the action to thank the Faith Baptist Church in Kenmare, North Dakota. Pastor Mike Fraunfelter invites you to Sunday school at 9:45 a.m. each and every Sunday, followed by their worship service at 11 o'clock a.m. each and every Sunday morning. That's the Faith Baptist Church in Kenmare, North Dakota. Of course, Pastor Mike Fraunfelter is also the head football coach for the Kenmare Bowbells Burke Central Honkers. And so he's got a lot on his plate, and I've seen some of, and as we have still a little break, you can find us on YouTube at GameDay Media ND. Subscribe at no cost. Make sure you give us a thumbs up if you would, if you appreciate the broadcast. And also you can find us on Facebook at GameDay Media. You can like and share our posts on Facebook, where you can find different events going on and different information that we put on throughout the week. So no cost to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We want to get up just under 2,000 subscribers, so we'd appreciate you subscribing, enable all those notifications, and give us a thumbs up every once in a while. Just helps our advertisers that come on board with us to help broadcast these games, as well as it gives them some attention to our area athletes in Northwest North Dakota. What a dig by Kaylee Nelson. Wow. Kept alive as Barstead blocked at the net. That's a block point by Ann Stroklin. 3-0 as Zeltinger continues to serve from the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row as we start our Northwest Therapy Services set number 4. Crest brought across now by Stroklin. Up front, it's Bullinger with the tap over. Offworth with the swat with the left hand brings it across. Up to Offworth, she goes deep with it. It's too deep, and that first point goes to the Ranchers. Ranchers down by 2 at 3-1. Score from Tioga in district or in non-conference play. Stroklin unable to bring that across. The Pirates and the Cardinals are all tied up after 2 sets. Cardinals took set number 1, 25-22. Tioga took set number 2, 26-24. Stroklin off the arms of the Ranchers. And another point on the board for Kenmare Bowbells as Taya Offworth goes back to the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row. Up by 2. Suddenly with the dig and nobody home on the second hit. And it's another point for the Honkers. Want to remind you that we will be in Powers Lake tomorrow night for Homecoming 2024 for the Ray Powers Lake Outlaws, as the Outlaws will host the Stanley Blue Jays in Class A 11-man football. Our pregame show, sponsored by Border Plains Equipment, will go on the air at 6:30, followed by our Northwest Therapy Services opening kickoff at 7 o'clock. It's Military Appreciation Night over in Powers Lake, and I know that Brandy Larson and Mary Smith, Farmers Union Insurance Agencies in Ray and Stanley, will be combining forces to put on the tailgate party. So come on out. Enjoy some food, enjoy some good football at Homecoming 2024 in Powers Lake. Keeley blocked at the net, now brought across again by Keeley. Back row, it's too deep by Barstead, and that's another point on the board for the Honkers. Again, our producer tonight, Caden Keller, along with our cameraman, Owen Miller. My name is Randy Peterson here on GameDay Media, and it's our privilege to be courtside tonight in this District 16 volleyball matchup. As there's another point on the board for the Honkers. The Honkers up by 3, 7-4. Stroklin with the big swing. Barstead blocked at the net, slowed down, and it's put down by Barstead with the kill here in set number 4, her first of the set. Gets the Ranchers within 2, 7-5 on your NCC scoreboard. As we double hit called against the Honkers. And now Ashlyn Sundley. Ranchers down by 1, serves to tie it up. And there is a point, last touch there by the Ranchers, hits the floor on a well-placed hit by Ann Stroklin. And so it's 8-6 as Stroklin, the senior for the Kenmare Bowbells Honkers, serves, puts it to the back row as the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Ranchers. Good decision making there by the Honkers, letting that ball hit the floor out of bounds. Good serve, low to the net, dug out there by Eastland Jensen. Allie Nelson brings it across. Zeltinger up to Keeley, and Keeley mishits as that ball goes into the net. Madeline Saylor will check in for the Honkers, replacing Taya Offworth, as well as Laken Fredrickson coming in. The freshman for the Ranchers goes to the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row. Puts the ball in play. Keeley brings it across. Now Fredrickson sets up to Puckett. Dug out in the back row by Lotbeat as Santizo hits the net antenna. And that's out of bounds. Point for the Ranchers. Fredrickson. As Santizo tries to drive it home. Keeley tries to do the same, and the block front row by the Ranchers have been outstanding these last two sets and have tied the set number 4 up at 9-9. Kress brings it across with the roll. And there is a point as Keeley prevents the ball from coming across. And it's a point on the board for the Honkers. Eastland Jensen checks back in for the Ranchers, replacing Laken Fredrickson. As Kress with the jump serve for the Honkers. Barstead goes back row, Lotbeat there. As the ball goes out of bounds, last touched by the Honkers, as the set is all tied up at 10 apiece as Kaylee Nelson comes back in to serve for the Ranchers, puts the ball in play. Kress sends it to the front, Offworth. Slowed down at the front row. Barset brings it across. Here's Zeltinger to the middle, Offworth. Off the shoulder of Sunley. Gets up dazed. Santizo tipped as the ball is tipped at the net by the Ranchers. Last touch by the Ranchers and out of bounds. So the point on the board for the Honkers. Lilibeth Santizo serving for the Honkers, but Bullinger there. Bullinger with the kill. And we're all tied up 11-11. Tell your friends and family, got a good match going on here. The Honkers, the number 7 ranked team in the state of North Dakota, won the first 2 sets pretty convincingly. The Ranchers come back and took set number 3, 25-20. And now they're in a dogfight here in set number 4. As Offworth goes to the corner and it's wide and to the left. Another point on the board for the Ranchers. 12-11. Good serve. Up front, there is Offworth with the kill. 12-12 on your NCC scoreboard. Looking forward to this weekend as Grandpa and sons and grandsons are going to head to Fargo, North Dakota for the Fighting Hawks Bison game at the Fargo Dome on Saturday. Looking forward to spending some time and down in Fargo, and it's going to be a fun weekend. Both teams 4-1. As the Ranchers are flat out hustling the Honkers right now and have gained the lead by 1, 13-12. Still, Tim Wallstrom is expressionless on the bench with his arms crossed, and doesn't seem to be too worried at this point. That's another point on the board for the Ranchers. Santizo on the outside. Strokeland puts it down as Puckett unable to keep it alive, and that stops the scoring streak for the Ranchers. 14-13. Alforth with the serve. Eastland Jensen. Now Keeley puts it to the back row beyond the back row line. And that's a point for the Ranchers as Ava Bullinger serves for Powers Lake Burke Central. That one is too deep on the service error. That gives an easy point to Kenmare. As number 7, Mackenzie Lotbeat checks in to go back to the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row. Trailing by 1, 15-14. Allie Nelson brings it across. Back set to Keeley. They go back row. There's Sunley for the Ranchers. Bullinger with the roll brings it across. Up front, Santizo taps it across. Nobody home for the Honkers. And another point for the Ranchers. 16-14 as we look at our RTC instant replay. Like I said earlier, the Ranchers kind of out hustling the Honkers right now. Up to Strokeland, and Strokeland is wide with the kill attempt. As we have a timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. The Ranchers leading the Honkers 17-14 in set number 4. We'll be back after this timeout.
Located in Stanley, North Dakota, the mission of Montreal County Medical Center is to provide quality health care services to Montreal County and the surrounding area, and have done so since 1960. We are proud to be a part of Stanley's integrated health care system that includes our critical access hospital, nursing home, assisted living apartments, independent living apartments, and an aquatic center. To schedule an appointment with our great providers, call us at 701-628-2505 or find us on our website at stanleyhealth.org. Montreal County Medical Center, here to help you throughout a lifetime.
As we come back out of that St. Luke's Medical Center timeout, the Ranchers on a roll, leading by 3 here in set number 4, 17-14. Sunley serves up front. Santizo goes off the net and out of bounds. Last touch by the Honkers. And the Ranchers up by 4. That service is out of bounds. And that's an easy point for the Honkers. And Strokeland serves for Kenmare Bowbells. Up front, Barsted blocked at the net. Goes off the arms of the Ranchers, and that's another point as the ball hits the Honker, or the Rancher side of the court. 18-16. The senior Ann Strokeland back at the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row. Back to live action here. Honkers down by 2. Jensen taps it across. That is out, and just out. Good decision by Crest, and now they're going to overrule it as they're going to call it a point for the Ranchers on the tip, apparently. Our chair umpire calls a tip. So it is 19-16 as Madeline Saylor checks in for Ann Strokeland. And Laken Fredrickson will check in for Eastland Jensen. As she'll go back to the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row as our officials get everything squared away. Laken, the freshman, with a good serve. The ball into the bench of Kenmare Bowbells as Fredrickson drives home an ace. And there's another one. 20-16. Didn't see this one coming, folks. 21-16. There is Keeley with the kill. That stops the scoring streak. The freshman for the Honkers puts it down with a big weight. 21-17 as Eastland Jensen checks in. For the Ranchers, Crest at the service line. Puts the ball in play, kept alive, bumped to the back row by the Ranchers. Good hustle by the Ranchers. Blocks at the net. Right now the Ranchers are really causing problems for the Honkers, but that time Taya Offorth able to drive it home as the ball lands on the Rancher side of the floor. 21-18. Crest goes back row, dug out there by Sunley. And that one come across. Sunley unable to send it to the front. And that's another point for Kenmare Bowbells. Nobody home on the block. (21-20). Crest puts the ball in play. Sunley brings it across, tapped across. The ball goes out of bounds and we're all tied up. The Honkers storming back after being down 21-16. They've come back to tie it with the last 5 points. As Bria Crest has tied it up from the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row. Puts this ball into play again. Sent to the front row. Jensen brings it across from the back row. Now to the front. Here's Santizo with the little punch over. A diving Jensen brings it across as the ball hits the line. And it's a point on the board for the Ranchers. Ranchers leading by 1, 22-21 here in set number 4. Kaylee Nelson goes back to serve. Offorth hits the antenna. 23-21. Kaylee Nelson serving again. Front to Santizo. Santizo with the kill off the arms of Eastland Jensen. And it's 23-22. Santizo back at the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row. Clips the net, barely gets it across. And now the Ranchers put it down for the point. And it is set point for the Ranchers, 24-22, as Jocelyn Puckett serving. No, it'll be the Ranchers serving for the set to tie this up at 2 apiece. No room for error for the Kenmare Bowbells Honkers. Brought across, Puckett kept alive, and that ball hits the floor, 25-22. The Ranchers have tied up this match. We'll play a set number 5, up to 15. Got to win by 2. Back after this timeout.
Kyle Hansen is proud to be a Thrivent financial professional, providing personalized financial guidance to people of all stages of life. Thrivent believes humanity thrives when individuals make the most of what they've been given, and Kyle is here to help you do just that. Larson Boston Agency, your Farmers Union insurance agents located at 106 Main Street North in Crosby, North Dakota, offer multiple lines of insurance including crop, farm and ranch, home, auto, commercial, and health insurance. Give Chell or Robbie a call today at 701-965-6335.
Founded in 2019, Northwest Therapy Services, located in Ray and Williston, North Dakota, provides speech therapy in our clinics as well as partnering with local schools and nursing facilities to provide on-site therapeutic services. Our therapists offer language therapy as well as therapy for social, cognitive, communication, swallowing, feeding, and voice disorders. We are dedicated to providing the highest level of quality services. To schedule an appointment, visit nwtherapyservices.com or call 701-568-8255.
At Tioga Ace Hardware, our store is a member of the largest retailer-owned hardware cooperative in the industry. We are all committed to being the helpful place by offering our customers knowledgeable advice, helpful service, and quality products. As the helpful hardware folks in your community, we promise that helping you is the most important thing we have to do today. Shop the biggest brands all under one roof at 119 North Main Street in Tioga, or shop online at acehardware.com.
As we come back out of that set number 4 recap, sponsored by the Bank of Tioga, the Powers Lake Burke Central Ranchers with another victory, 25-22 after winning set number 3, 25-20, to tie up this best-of-5 match at 2 sets apiece. Like I said earlier, we'll play to 15, got to win by 2 to decide the winner of this match. I want to thank the Faith Baptist Church in Kenmare, North Dakota. Pastor Mike Fraunfelter invites you to Sunday school at 9:45. Stay around for the worship service at 11 o'clock as our Northwest Therapy Services start of set number 5 is underway. First serve goes to the Ranchers as Opporth drives it home for the first point of set number 5. 1-0. And our chair umpire is taking the point away. And they're going to give the point to the Ranchers. And not exactly sure what the call was there, but in any instance, Jocelyn Puckett back at the server's row again, this time with a 1-point lead, blocked at the net as the Honkers trail by 2-0. Puckett continues to serve. Kept alive, punched to the front. Jensen brings it across. And there's a point by Presley Zeltinger, finding that open hole on defense of the Ranchers, cutting the lead to 2-1 in favor of the Ranchers. Excitement here at Al Sherbinski Court. Honkers a little bit out of sync right now, but you get back into sync with kills like that. And Strokeland with a big hit. Tying the setup at 2 apiece. Outside, Opporth with the big hit. Bullinger. Press there for the Honkers. Lattenschlager brings it across. On the outside, Jensen goes back row. Santizo there up front. Here's Strokeland. Puckett. Santizo again with the dig. Sends it to the middle, pushed across by Strokeland. And Strokeland just good enough for another point for the Honkers. Zeltinger serves into the net. A free point for the Ranchers. We're all tied at 3-3. Good crowd on hand tonight here. It's good to see the fans supporting their local area athletes. Strokeland blocked at the net. Now with the dig as the front row for the Ranchers continues their dominance here in set number 5. Ball sent to the net as the Honkers unable to keep that ball alive. Point on the board for the Ranchers. Four to 3. As Presley Zeltinger is tightening up her right knee brace. Bullinger gets the go-ahead to serve. That should be a double hit, and it is. 5-3. as Ava Bullinger continues to serve. Santizo over to Lautenschlager, up to Kress with the roll. Now back on the Ranchers side. Jensen slaps it into the net. Point Honkers. 5-4 on your NCC scoreboard. Whoa, there's a big kill by Strokeland. And putting it down with great authority. Ties it up at 5-5. Bullinger to Allie Nelson, pushed up. Now here's a set by Keeley up to Strokeland. Strokeland goes wide with it, off the arms of Puckett and into the stands. Another point as the Honkers take the lead by 1. 6-5. No one's going home right now here in this gymnasium at Al Sherbinski Court. There's a block point by the bigs, Krista Keeley and Ann Strokeland. 7-5. Just how you draw it up. Strokeland goes with the serve, and it's too deep. No, that's Alforth with the serve, and it's too deep. A free point. Another point for the Ranchers as Ashlyn Sundley serves. Ashlyn up to Alforth. The diving Bullinger keeps it alive. Almost got it across as Nelson just beyond her reach, unable to catch up with it. As that point goes to Kenmare as Mackenzie Lotby checks in for Carson Lautenschlager and holds a 2-point lead, the Honkers over the Ranchers here in set number 5. Allie Nelson pushes it over from the middle on the outside, blocked again by the Ranchers. Blocked by Allie Nelson, the freshman. Stepping up and having a whale of a game here tonight as Lakin Fredrickson serves, trailing by 1 for the Ranchers. And there is another ace by, all she does is serve. And she's good at it. That's an ace by Lakin Fredrickson. We're all tied up at 8. And there is another ace as the Honkers let the ball hit the floor. One of the things that head coach Tim Wallstrom said in our Continental Resources coach's comments is that we don't like to see the ball hit the floor. Brought across by Zeltinger. Barely. Now here's Nelson as Keeley goes to the middle, and the Ranchers unable to catch up with it, as now we're tied up 9-9. This is going to go down to the wire. One of our better games that we've had, right, Mr. Producer? 9-9. Strokeland with the serve. Santizo drives it home for the kill to the left corner. Ten to 9. A 1-point lead for the Honkers, the number 7 ranked team in the state of North Dakota, getting all they want from the Ranchers as the serve by Strokeland goes out of bounds. It's 10-10. I think there'll be a few people watching this one, checking to see how the Ranchers are competing with the Honkers. Kaylee Nelson with the serve. Spinner comes across. On the outside, Santizo. And as the Honkers just able to bring it across, ball up into the rafters. Bullinger brings it across. Now it's going to come down as the Honkers keep it alive. Great play by Kenmare Bowbells. Hot feet up front. There is Keeley with the kill. Trista Keeley, the freshman, as we look at your RTC instant replay, drives it home for the point and a 1-point lead for Kenmare Bowbells. 11-10. Kaylee Nelson with the dig. Brought across by Bullinger, and it's tapped at the net. Out of bounds, last touch by the Honkers, 11-11. The Ranchers back at the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row. And these serves are just tying up the Honkers tonight as they take the lead by 1. I believe this is Leah Roberts, and she serves it into the net, ties it up at 12-12. Again, the numbers in our program do not match what's on the jerseys, as they got new jerseys, I believe, but make sure they update their list that they send to the schools. 12-12, as Bullinger unable to just bring it across, and it's 13-12. Santizo serving with a 1-point lead here in set number 5. Good serve by Santizo. Bullinger with the left hand brings it across up front. Here's Lotchenlager, blocked at the net, out of bounds. Last touch by the Ranchers, and it's 14-12. It is match point for the Honkers. Santizo puts the ball in play. Tapped across by Puckett to the corner. There's Nelson. Up front, it's going to be brought across by Bullinger. They're going to set up the middle. Taya Offorth, and Offorth with the kill and the win for the Kenmare Honkers, 15-12. What a match here tonight by the Ranchers and the Honkers. Great admiration as both teams shake hands at the net. And the Honkers squeaked by with a 3-2 win over the Powers Lake Burke Central Ranchers in set number 5, 15-12, to take a 3-2 victory match over the Ranchers. We'll step aside. We're going to hunt down the head coach, Tim Wallstrom, as we'll have our Brad Johnson Insurance Player of the Game also, and we'll send it back to our studio as we continue with our DNL Paraffin post-game show.
This Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you in part by
Border Mobile Grain Cleaning, based in Columbus, North Dakota, offers custom on-the-farm grain cleaning for spring wheat, durum, and barley. Contact Ethan Bakken at 701-310-5007 or find him on Facebook at Border Mobile Grain Cleaning.
Since 1952, Liberty State Bank of Powers Lake, North Dakota has been Burke County's only full-service community-owned and chartered bank. We are committed to being the financial backbone of our community. Liberty State Bank, FDI insured.
Hey, buddy.
Hi, Dad.
Can you hang out with Grandpa for a bit? I'm down in the barn.
Sounds good.
Okay, I'll be up there in a bit.
RTC Networks capture cameras. Keep an eye on what you care about.
At Souris Valley Dental Group, we've been using modern treatment techniques and products to help families smile since 1968. Voted as the #1 dentist in Minot, our team of expert dentists combine their unique areas of expertise and their experiences to create treatment plans that help each individual patient meet their goals. Contact our dental office at 701-419-8900 or visit sourisvalleydental.com to schedule an appointment today. You can count on us to keep your family grinning from ear to ear for many years to come.
This Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you in part by
At DA Land LLC, our vision is to provide for the community in which we live and operate. providing a full line of skid steer attachments, farm and ranch, equine equipment, and much more. Shop our store in Tioga, North Dakota, or visit us online at daland-llc.com.
Otheon Boutique carries a wide variety of women's clothing as well as permanent jewelry. Shop in downtown Tioga or visit their website at shopotheon.com.
Tioga Medical Center has been providing quality health care to Northwest North Dakota patients. With a newly built clinic in Tioga, where primary care providers along with visiting specialists are caring for patients every day. Primary care clinics in Ray and Powers Lake also. Call for an appointment today at 701-664-3368. Tioga Medical Center. Great staff making a difference in the lives of patients every day.
While being the largest leaseholder in the Bakken, Continental Resources believes that we are among the most efficient and cost-effective producers of oil and natural gas on the planet. One of the most effective ways of putting action behind our values is by giving to those communities in which we operate. American Energy is a huge contributor of tax revenue to local, state, and federal governments, an economic catalyst, and a job creator. If you want to work in an environment that encourages teamwork and putting your ideas into action, visit clr.com to start your new career today. D&L Paraffin Incorporated is a local family-owned hot oil company that has been in operation since 1981. We work hard to develop good business relationships with the oilfield companies in the Tioga area. While offering services north of Lake Sakakawea, we focus on integrity, hard work, and safety. For all hot oil services, call dispatch at 701-641-3065 or 701-641-6310. And for hiring information, be sure to follow us on Facebook at DL Paraffin.
As we come back to our D&L Paraffin post-game show, I've caught up with the winning head coach, Tim Wallstrom. And Tim, that was a challenge. That was a good match.
It was. I'm glad that they played that well. It makes it more fun. I really enjoyed the match.
Yeah, and the girls battled back. I don't know if they got a little overconfident in the first two sets, come away with some pretty easy wins, but the Ranchers said never die and took set 3 and had that momentum going into set 4, captured that set and played right with you. Yeah. It was tied 15-12, and you got to give your team a little credit as both of them, your team played very well and come up with a little grit and were able to bring it home.
They said the same thing. That's you got to come up at the end, and you got to play the best at the end when you're doing that. But again, I thought Powers Lake played fantastic, and we love that because then we get to play more.
Yeah, you get to play more, you get to see more what your team is built of, and as you get into the postseason, things get a little tougher for you, and probably the toughest match you've had since early on in the season.
It is. That's been the toughest match we played in a long time. They got some height, and they look a good-looking team. I love it that they played that well.
Yeah, I know that your team is going to go down to Burlington now, I think, and Deluxe Burlington invite, and which will be a great test for the Honkers as well. That's always a fun tournament to be a part of.
It sure will. We play the team that's rated number 1 in the state right now is Linton right away. So
you get the Lions right away. All right. Well, good luck to you over that invite, Tim. Thanks for taking some time here to visit with us here on GameDay Media. We'll send it back to our studio. We'll come back with our Brad Johnson Insurance Players of the Game after this timeout. A word from one of our great sponsors.
This GameDay Media broadcast is brought to you by
Dr. Cammie Wehrman has been serving the Crosby area with entire family chiropractic care for 20 years, specializing in back and neck pain, headaches, and sports injuries. We also carry a full line of Nutridyne supplements. To schedule an appointment today, call 701-965-3222.
Murex Petroleum Corporation, a pioneer for today, creating opportunities for all involved. Extraordinary people, extraordinary assets. To start a great career, visit MurexPetroleum.com. Growing family? The City of Ray has shovel-ready lots available, 12,000 to 20,000 square feet. The lots are free of any special assessments. Right on Highway 2, we offer convenient travel and connections, as well as access to our amazing education system. Your family's future is important to us. Let us help you with that first big step. Contact Rhonda at 701-568-2204 or stop by City Hall at 101 Main Street in Ray. Think of Ray when planning your future.
Invest in a community that invests in you.
And as we come back with our DNL Paraffin post-game show, I've got our Brad Johnson Insurance Players of the Game. I don't know that I've ever had the players of the game have one from each side of the court, but I just thought tonight was a fun match. It was a good match in front of the home team, and great fan support for the Ranchers here tonight. But somebody had to lose. But start out with you, Taya Offworth, a junior for the Honkers. They give you all you wanted.
Yeah, they did. They gave us a run for our money, and they played great. It was a great game, and I'm so glad we got to play it.
And one of the things that I thought they did very well, meaning the Ranchers, is that you guys had some great play up front on the front row with a lot of blocks, slowing down those spikes that Taya and Ann Stroklin and Lilibeth Santizo had, give you the chance to keep yourself into the game, got a little momentum in set number 3, kept it going in 4, and almost squeaked it out in set number 5.
Yeah, we never had those blocks last year, and so this year's just been a big improvement on that side of it, and our coach Liz has worked much with that lately, so it's been good.
Yeah, and as the lights are starting to dim down here at L. Sherbinski Court, we're going to wrap it up here, but I just wanted to give you guys both the Brad Johnson Insurance Play. I could have given it to anybody. I mean, really, you guys played so great as a team for the Ranchers, and you guys showed grit coming back as the Honkers. You've been a while since you've been down like that, and so you guys both deserved our Brad Johnson. I could have given it to anybody, but I chose you guys, and you guys got great smiles and you're good friends. That's good to see.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
That's our Brad Johnson Brad Johnson Insurance Player of the Game, Taya Offworth and Ava Bullinger of the Ranchers and the Honkers. We'll send it back to our studio, we'll wrap it up, and we'll come back after this timeout.
This GameDay Media broadcast is brought to you by TNT Measurements Incorporated, providing oil and gas allocation meter proving, calibrations, and production facility lack provings. To schedule your proving, contact Derek Thompson at 701-421-1351.
Based in Crosby, North Dakota, St. Luke's Medical Center's mission is to provide comprehensive and compassionate health care for individuals and families in cooperation with the area medical community. Our vision is to be recognized as a community leader by delivering quality health care through a team of dedicated professionals in a friendly, compassionate, and growing environment. Recently named one of the top 20 critical access hospitals in the country means our community can count on us to deliver services they need now and in the future. To schedule an appointment, call 701-965-6349.
Located in Crosby, North Dakota, Brad Johnson Insurance has been helping clients find insurance coverage since 1986. Our team is passionate about serving the community in which we live and pride ourselves on getting to know our clients to best serve their needs. Our staff is active in the public and strives to better our community through participation, involvement, and by supporting area events and youth programs. For a quote, visit bradjohnsoninsurance.com or call 701-965-4200 today.
As we wrap it up here from Al Sherbinski Court in Kenmare, North Dakota, the Powers Lake Burke Central Ranchers give the number 7 ranked team Kenmare Bowbells Honkers everything they wanted tonight, as the Honkers were able to escape with a 3-2 victory over the Ranchers. The sets go this way. In set number 1, it was 25-11, the Honkers. 25-15, the Honkers taking set number 2. The Ranchers come from behind in set number 3 to take a win, 25-20. Took set number 4, 25-22. And that was the Honkers coming back after it was tied 12-12 with 3 straight points to win 15-12 in set number 5, as the Honkers continue to be unbeaten in District 16 play, but this time giving up 2 sets. The first time the Honkers have given up a set since early September. That gives us a chance to thank and let you guys know what we're going to be doing tomorrow. We're going to be over in Powers Lake, North Dakota at Homecoming 2024, as the Ray Powers Lake Outlaws will host the Stanley Blue Jays at Homecoming 2024 at Powers Lake Football Field. GameDay Media will be there and are privileged to be there at Military Appreciation Night in Powers Lake. They've got camo uniforms for the Outlaws, and it's always a rivalry between Powers Lake and Ray and Stanley, and it's expecting a good game tomorrow night. Join Dallas Hanson, Noah Fredrickson, and myself and David Peterson on the call tomorrow, along with our production team tomorrow. And we want to thank all of our sponsors who helped make this possible. Without our sponsors, of course, we could not do that and do this. And we appreciate each and every one of you. If you're a listener, make sure you mention it to our sponsors that you appreciate their sponsorship of putting these games on. We are looking for more sponsors for the Region 8 Girls Volleyball Tournament that will be held up at Region 8 in Williston at the Well on the campus of Williston State College. So if you're interested in coming on board with us, you can do that. Get a hold of me at 701-641-1271. We'll talk about it. Once again, your final score here tonight, it was the Kenmare Bowbells Honkers defeating the Powers Lake Burke Central Ranchers 3-2. On behalf of my production team tonight, Caden Keller running our board operations tonight, Owen Miller running our camera tonight. My name is Randy Peterson. Until tomorrow night, everybody. Good night. Keep the wheels turning. Stay safe out there. We'll talk to you tomorrow night.
Tonight's GameDay Media broadcast was brought to you by NCC, Tioga Medical Center, The Country Store, St. Luke's Medical Center, O'Theone Boutique, Souris Valley Dental Group of Minot, Haugland Insurance Services, D&L Paraffin, Brad Johnson Insurance, Bravera Bank, Continental Resources, Northwest Therapy Services, Nesset Consulting Service, Roustabout Service and Insulating, DA Land LLC, Tioga Ace Hardware, Border Plains Equipment of Stanley, The Bank of Tioga, Tioga Parts Supply, Tegan's Interiors, Tioga Drug and Soda Shop, Prairie Home Furnishings, Farmers Union Insurance, Larson Vossen Agency, Montreal County Health Center, Brandy Larson Insurance Agency, Kyle Hansen, Financial Advisor, Border Mobile Grain Cleaning, Wham LLC and Dry Fork Supply, Burke Divide Electric Cooperative, Liberty State Bank of Powers Lake, Crosby Chiropractic, the City of Ray, Lindsay Grocery, Northern Charm Boutique, Montreal Williams Electric Cooperative, Mirex Petroleum Corporation, Powers Lake Athletic Booster Club, Faith Baptist Church of Kenmare, Ray Farmers Union Elevator, Gustafson Septic Service Incorporated, Tioga Pirates Booster Club, The Depot LLC, TNT Measurements Incorporated, RTC Networks, Flag Family Media.